You might have noticed that this is a re-upload. YouTube striked me into oblivion because of a pesky little song I used. So if you've already seen this video, please watch it again. Please, I'll do anything. Today I'll be describing the history of toilets in great detail and truly educate you on the horrific toilet progression that we went through. Enter around 50,000 BC. In this era, our Neanderthal brethren started facing the problem of waste disposal. Defecating all of the living and sleeping areas was overall just not working out, and definitely taking a toll on the mental state. People were pissing all over each other's Xboxes and just streaming it out in public. It looked like a New York subway station. I mean, with so many different groups scattered around the earth, you can't really expect everyone to walk a mile to the ocean and rip one out. Bushes and discrete areas were the prime locations for defecating. But naturally, though, we came up with the genius solution of just digging a hole and letting it all go there. And we kind of just gave up and did that for thousands of years. But let's skip to when things actually get interesting. A few hundred centuries later, in 2600 BC, the Indus Valley civilization pioneered some of the earliest toilet systems, which had less rudimentary designs. Most homes had access to a waste hole where feces would be discarded to an advanced drainage system. Underground, numerous reservoirs and drains were built with premium-grade Bronze Age bricks. Here are a few photos showcasing the outer view of these toilets in Harappa. I know it kind of looks like a dead drop where someone would dispose meth, but for the time, this honestly did function. If you ignore the fact that you had to disgrace yourself every time you went. Fast forward 1,000 years, the Minoans are also a great example of an advanced early toilet. Ancient Korea is very advanced. They had a very sophisticated approach to the plumbing system. They had real dedicated water closets that resembled the toilets we still use today. Here's a reference picture. I know this doesn't look like a ginormous improvement, but I'd still rather use this than a school bathroom, because at least in this setting, I don't have to see 14 swastikas carved on the stall door. To be fair though, I'm doing the Minoans kind of dirty. In Crete, some toilets actually consisted of wood and used a real flushing conduit with proper streaming water leading to an underground sewer. But let's really travel forward here to the 1st century BC. In this period, the Romans really open toilets to all the city folk. Commonly referred to as latrines, they were typically found in public places like city centers. You sit shoulder to shoulder with your fellow Roman buddies, and your waste would be transported into an impressive sewer system known as the cloacae. I'm not talking about the animal anatomy urinary tracts, which I'm sure you're all thinking of. Here's a copyrighted image of it. I don't want to get in trouble, so here's a still image of it for like 2 seconds. Alright, cool. I know you're all resisting falling asleep while watching this video, so I'm about to get fun, and we're heading to the AD period, the Middle Ages. I'm sure what you're thinking. By now our modern white friends are finally here to soothe us. Wow, that sounds bad out of context. But no, not really. For the most part, the Middle Ages actually regressed in sanitation. Not many advancements were made in the toilet industry. In fact, chamber pots and outhouses were actually common in this period. This contributed a lot to the spread of disease, which is not surprising when there's an array of people doing it and the bowl meant for unpotty trained children. Outhouses were also frequently used. I've actually used an outhouse before when I went to a very bad hotel that was disease-ridden and structurally built to collapse, and yeah, it was pretty scarring. It kind of smelled like death. I'm pretty sure COVID originated from that place. Because of the Middle Ages struggling in this area, the importance of public health became evident. During the Renaissance period, some resurgence was brought in trying to improve bathroom sanitation. In 1596, Sir John Harrington invented the flush toilet, which had a flush valve to let water out of the tank. This laid out the groundwork for future improvements. What kind of future improvements? This whole video, you're just being kind of vague. Shh. The modern era. During the late 19th century, Thomas Crapper, I'm not joking, that's his real name, made further improvements to the flush toilet, which in turn brought mass popularity to the device we know and love today. What kind of improvements? In the 20th century, mass adoption of these devices began worldwide. Better plumbing and sewage systems were implemented in households, and most importantly, sanitation greatly helped advancements to public health. This is kind of where a fascinating tale ends off. Most toilets function more or less the same nowadays. However, some people have still tried to make advancements to our modern toilets, such as bidets, which I personally use. They serve as a substitute for toilet paper, and I recommend them. Also, urinals exist. I kind of forgot to mention them. Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know how to end videos. Alright, goodbye.